Have you ever considered how close you are to disaster? Not the dramatic world-ending kind you see in movies, but the quiet, personal kind. The kind that arrives without warning on a Tuesday afternoon. It's a single phone call, a sudden shudder from your engine, a pink slip on your desk. For most of us, this thin line between stability and chaos isn't measured in miles or minutes. It's measured in dollars. This raises a critical question. In a world of constant uncertainty, what truly stands between you and financial ruin? Is it your job, your credit cards, or is it something else entirely? Something you build, dollar by dollar, before the storm ever hits. The answer might be the most important financial secret you've never been told. We live our lives on a tightrope. We budget for rent, for groceries, for the occasional night out. We plan for the predictable, but life's biggest challenges are rarely on the calendar. Sudden illness can sideline you for weeks, the medical bills piling up like snowdrifts while your income vanishes. Your car, the very machine that gets you to your job, can break down, presenting you with a repair bill that costs more than a month's rent. Or the company you've dedicated years to could downsize, leaving you with no paycheck, no security, and a future that's suddenly a terrifying blank slate. In these moments, the world doesn't stop and wait for you to figure it out. The bills keep coming. The rent is still due. Pressure mounts, and it can be suffocating. This is the moment where a small problem can spiral into a full-blown crisis. Imagine Sarah. She's a graphic designer, 28 years old, living in a city she loves. She's good at her job, pays her bills on time, and is even putting a little aside for a vacation next year. She feels like she's doing everything right. One morning, on her way to a crucial client meeting, her car makes a sound she's never heard before, sickening, grinding noise. She pulls over, smoke pouring from under the hood. The tow truck driver is sympathetic but direct. The mechanic's diagnosis is even worse, a blown transmission. The cost to fix it? $4,000? Sarah's heart sinks. $4,000 might as well be $1 million. She doesn't have it. Her credit cards are nearly maxed out from furnishing her apartment. Her next paycheck is a week away and already spoken for. Panic sets in. How will she get to work? How will she afford this? The pressure is immense. She thinks about taking out a high-interest payday loan, a move she knows is financially reckless, but she feels trapped. She considers borrowing from her parents, a conversation she dreads, feeling like a failure. Her focus is shattered. The client meeting is a disaster. Her work suffers. The stress follows her home, stealing her sleep. That single car repair has become an all-consuming monster, threatening to unravel the stable life she worked so hard to build. Her story isn't unique. It happens every single day to millions of people who are just one unexpected expense away from a similar downward spiral. This is the reality of living without a safety net. Now, let's rewind that scenario. Imagine a different reality. This is the reality where you are prepared. This is where the concept of an emergency fund transforms from a piece of abstract financial advice into your most powerful shield. An emergency fund is not an investment. It's not money you use to try and get rich. It's insurance. It's a pool of cash, separate from your daily checking account and your long-term retirement savings, that you build for one purpose and one purpose only: to navigate the unexpected. It's your personal financial firefighter, ready to be deployed at a moment's notice to put out the fires that life inevitably starts. Think of it as creating a financial buffer between you and the world. When that unexpected expense hits the car repair, the urgent medical procedure, the sudden job loss, you don't have to panic. You don't have to immediately reach for a high-interest credit card, which only digs the hole deeper by adding expensive debt to your problems. You woe and be forced to consider predatory payday loans that can trap you in a cycle of debt for years. You won't have to raid your retirement accounts, sacrificing your future security to solve a present crisis and potentially facing steep taxes and penalties. And you woe and have to endure the stress and potential embarrassment of asking friends or family for money, straining relationships when you're already vulnerable. Instead, you take a deep breath. You assess the situation, and then you calmly transfer the necessary funds from your emergency savings to cover the cost. The problem is solved. The car gets fixed. The medical bill gets paid. Have a cushion to cover your rent and groceries while you search for a new job. The emergency is still an inconvenience, to be sure, but it's no longer a catastrophe. It's a bump in the road, not a cliff to fall off. The fund absorbs the financial shock, allowing you to focus your energy on what really matters: getting back on your feet, recovering your health, or finding your next career opportunity. It reduces the crippling financial pressure that so often accompanies a crisis, giving you the priceless gifts of time, options, and peace of mind. It allows you to make decisions from a position of strength, not desperation. This is the profound power of an emergency fund. It's the difference between being a victim of your circumstances and being the commander of your response. Building this fortress of financial security begins with a single step. It starts with a commitment to yourself, a promise that you will no longer be vulnerable to life's unpredictable turns. It doesn't matter if you start with $5 or $500. What matters is that you start. Automate a small transfer from your checking to your savings account every payday. Treat it like any other bill. The goal for most experts is to accumulate 3 to 6 months' worth of essential living expenses. This is the amount that can carry you through almost any common emergency without having to resort to debt. It may seem like a daunting mountain to climb, but every dollar you save is another brick in your wall of defense. This isn't just about money. It's about freedom. It's the freedom to say no to a job you hate because you have the runway to find one you love. It's the freedom to handle a medical issue without the added sickness of financial worry. It's the freedom to sleep at night, knowing that you have a plan. The future is unwritten, its pages filled with potential joys and unforeseen trials. You cannot predict what's coming, but you can prepare for it. The question is not if you will face an emergency, but when. And when that moment arrives, and the world tries to knock you off your feet, your emergency fund will be the foundation that allows you to stand firm. It's the ultimate investment in your own resilience, your stability, and your peace. So, start building it today. Because the calm you create for your future self is the greatest asset you will ever own.